and welcome to another battle on WOT TACTICS. This time I want to show a team battle where some very good things happened. Actually, it is a battle where we managed to achieve two things at the same time, and it's quite rare, at least for me. And I'm on a Tiger 2, and I'm not the commander on this team, although I mean the team, I have to say, that actually worked really well. We'll probably do some more battles together in the future, hopefully. We have to capture the base, and we pitched against a team that has 3 light tanks, 2 medium tanks and 2 heavy tanks, and amusingly we're not very different from them because we've only got 3 heavy tanks and 4 light tanks, so you know, in a way it's fairly balanced. And the instructions are from the commander to go and capture base 2 for the heavy tanks, and the light tanks will go, as you can see, on top of the little hill here and try and do a bit of scouting and sniping at the same time. Now I've been all this time, as you can see, I've been kind of going back and forth because I don't want to capture the base just yet, because we've got those light tanks just behind that little island there, and they keep sniping at us, although so far no damage. So I'm a bit hesitant in moving forward until at least we've kind of dealt a bit of damage to them. And this is actually something that happens to me very often. They always manage to get me, whereas I am slightly slower at getting them, and then he will get me again here, I think, because I just don't seem to be able to get his silhouette, and he manages to deal a little bit of damage on my side. Now I've got this T-34 in front of me, and in a way he should really move forward because he's got the strong turret, and he can make use of that little, as you can see there. Right there, there's like a slight incline which allows a bit of hold down. The problem is those 2 light tanks on the right, and we've got an IS-3 that is kind of keeping them pinned down. And so I actually, in the end, decide to make my move and start capturing the base. Something I do, and then I finally get a chance to fire, and of course I just get the track. I find that so annoying, but at least I've kind of scared them off a little bit. But I still can't make it to the capture, the white circle to start the capture. However, very cleverly, one of the light tanks from our team has actually gone and started to capture base 1, which I think is actually a very good idea, since that all the enemy are basically, as you can see, they're all there in that area there. So this is completely undefended, so it's well worth going to capture. I've destroyed a tank, but I have to say I'm not very pleased with my performance. I took a lot of damage. I mean, nearly half my HP, and I didn't really deal that much damage. But on the other hand, we were able to kind of keep these tanks occupied, whilst the light tanks were doing a bit of diversion on the other side of the map. And then suddenly the enemy team doesn't seem to kind of do much against us anymore, so I think, right, okay, let's go and step in. And both me and the T-34 step in to capture the base, and for the first time I'm actually in a team that caps 2 bases at once, which is pretty good. Everything considered. I mean, alright, we were leading 3-1, but still, to be able to actually do that, it's a little bit uncommon in team battles. And that bulldog seems to be a little bit shy, but the IS-3 is doing a grand job here on the island. He's basically pinning them down. They can't get their heads out to reset our capture. So the enemy IS-3 makes a move. And it's a bad idea, because then he gets a lot of damage and eventually gets destroyed. We're now leading 4-1. The IS-3 is making a very good move on this side, so he's pushing now the 2 light tanks that are there. Actually, it ends up destroying one, and the other light tank is destroyed as well. And look at this. Right, just watch that. I mean, isn't that excellent? I mean, we have capped 2 bases at the same time, and also managed to get Armoured Fist. 7-1 is the final score. I didn't do brilliantly. I mean, I must admit, I didn't do a fantastic game. I didn't really do anything special. But I want to show how this team played a very good game, both tactically and operationally. I mean, we managed to destroy 7 of their tanks, taking only one casualty, and actually managed to capture 2 bases at the same time. That doesn't happen very often, I can assure you. We can analyze how tactically this has been won extremely well, because 2 heavy tanks, me and the T-34, were moving down here to try and capture the base. 1 IS-3, 1 heavy tank, was here on the island providing cover. And so the 2 light tanks that were here, they were unable to disturb us too much. I mean, they could have got us on the side, which they did, but not enough. But they couldn't do that because the IS-3 was keeping a constant watch on them and was keeping them pinned down behind that island. So they were unable to deal the damage that they wished to do. All the light tanks then went on the hill. That was a very good move, because then they could spot all the enemy tanks that were here poised to again aim at us. They did a fair amount of sniping, and then 1 light tank actually went and started to capture the base at number 1, which must have put a lot of pressure on the enemy heavy tanks, which inevitably drew some of their resources from this area over to that area to some extent. And so tactically this was very well made, because we basically attacked on 2 flanks at the same time and provided the best tactic. Heavy tanks coming down here, 1 heavy tank here to provide cover. It could have been a tank destroyer, would have worked just as well. And light tanks here to provide scouting abilities, spotting abilities, bit of sniping, but especially this additional move, very clever, to just come out from the back of the hill, go and capture that base, effectively capturing another base at the same time as the heavy tanks. And all this just made it really hard for the enemy team to do any other measure. So the result was a victory, of course, but especially 2 bases captured, not just 1, and Armoured Fist. Excellent battle. Thank you for watching.